Now we have a fascinating development at Fox News. Fox on Fox Crime. She's in Lord Mercy. What's happening? This is what's happening. Brian Lewis. Brian Lewis was Roger Ailes' right-hand man. He was, in fact, the guy in charge of their PR group. And if other people came out and said anything about Fox News, oh, Brian Lewis was on the case, and he was going to destroy them. And Fox News' PR department is legendary. Everybody's scared witless about it. Believe me, I worked in cable news. It's not just the people who worked at Fox News or left Fox News. It's people at their competitors as well. They're like, oh my God, but what will Fox News PR department do to us? Oh my God. Well, Brian Lewis apparently was involved in editorial decisions, etc., but he was also involved in those search and destroy missions. Well, it turns out that he might have leaked, and he might have talked to New York Magazine's Gabriel Sherman, and in which case, he had to be let go. And oh boy, this is going to be a fun fight. So let me begin the explanation here. New York Magazine's Gabriel Sherman, author of an upcoming unauthorized biography of Ailes and Fox News, wrote that Lewis's departure was far more consequential to the long-term direction of the channel than recent programming moves. Now, we don't know what that means for the future. It might be that Brian Lewis was a deep right-winger, and now they are going to go in a slightly more mainstream direction. I mean, they're moving Sean Hannity out of 9 o'clock. That's one possible reason for that theory. Or it might mean that they're, I don't know, going even more right-wing. Or, you know, we don't know. We're going to find out when Gabriel Sherman's book apparently comes out. And we might find out, and this is very interesting, all the inside stories about what they actually do at Fox News. Well, this has put Fox News in a panic. Now, I want to go back to a New York Times column by David Carr in 2008. So a story about Fox News. And he explains what they do to people once they leave Fox News if they think they're going to be trouble. Quote, at Fox News, media relations is kind of a rolling opposition research operation intended to keep reporters in line by feeding and sometimes maiming them. Shooting the occasional messenger is baked right into the process. Brian, watch out. One of those shots is coming in your direction. Okay, not one, many of those shots is coming in your direction, and you should be used to it because you used to fire those shots. So here we go. First of all, when Fox News fired him, they said there were some financial irregularities and several violations, and that's why we had to let him go. In other words, this guy is not to be trusted, okay? And now here comes an unnamed Fox News executive talking to Mediaite saying, a few people at Fox have ever seen Lewis at any kind of strategy meeting, certainly not about programming or talent or news. In other words, we're in a panic. We have to make sure that you think this guy is not relevant. So number one, financial shenanigans and many irregularities, he's trouble. And number two, Brian Lewis, right-hand man of Roger Ailes, who runs Fox News. What name's so? No, we don't know that guy at all. So now they explained in the earlier pieces, all the way back to 2008, that the strategy is, first you have unnamed sources at Fox News go out and attack the person, then you have the actual host attack him. Right on cue, Greta Van Susteren wrote on her blog that Lewis was not Ailes' number 2, and that she couldn't have picked him up out of a lineup. I mean, exactly Fox News smear job 101. Brian Lewis, I never even met the guy. I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. Who does number 2 work for? Come on. Brian Lewis, don't know him. Then here comes Sean Hannity. Tweets out about the Gabriel Sherman piece that's coming out. More Gabe Sherman fiction today. Liberal lies about Fox News are never ending. So Brian Lewis, who apparently was Ailes' hatchet man, was part of liberal lies about Fox News. Interesting. God, they must be scared to death of what this guy's going to say. And then finally, here's another unnamed Fox source talking to Breitbart News, a credible news organization. His whole book was based on his connectivity to Brian, as the world figures out that Brian didn't have the access that some people thought he had. After all, insiders tend not to be ejected from their own workplace. Sherman's going to have to wonder about the quality of his information. Ding, 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 we have a winner. So it turns out they are definitely afraid of what's coming out in Gabriel Sherman's book, and they want to make sure that they eject the guy who talked to him ahead of time, a preemptive strike, so they can say, oh, no, no, don't listen to what Sherman wrote. Don't listen to what he wrote. Because that guy who leaked to him, Brian Lewis, he's gone, man. And he was never relevant. I mean, we pretended he was number 2 for decades on end just so that we could eject him 20 years later and pretend that he never mattered. Yeah, Brian Lewis, he doesn't matter. No, he doesn't know anything. Oh, boy. Now I can't wait to read that book. This book has got him in such a panic about the real story in Fox News that Roger Ailes, once he found out which direction it was going in, commissioned Zev Chaffetz, who wrote a glowing book about Rush Limbaugh, to come and write another biography about Roger Ailes, a competing one, but one that's like, oh, Roger Ailes is awesome. He's just he's a man's man. He's brilliant. He's fantastic. He's fair and balanced. He's like the greatest guy on earth. So they want to release the books at the same time. Go, oh, I don't know. On the one hand, somebody says all the things that are true inside Fox News. On the other hand, we have Zev Chaffetz's book, who tells me that Roger Ailes is an awesome guy. Yeah, like fair and balanced. I don't know. Ignore that one because that one's from Brian Lewis, and even though he's my best friend for 20 years, I hate him, and he never mattered. Can't wait to read it.